Jai Breaker of this world's chain, we adore thee, whom all men love. Spotless, taking man's form, O purifier, thou art above the gunas three. Knowledge divine, not flesh, thou whom the cosmos wears, a diamond at its heart. Let us look deep in thine eyes. They are bright with the wisdom of God, that can wake us from Maya's spell. Let us hold fast to thy feet, treading the waves of the world to safety. O drunk with love, God drunken lover, in thee all paths of all yogas meet. Lord of the worlds, thou art ours, who wert born a child of our time, easy of access to us. O merciful, if we take any hold upon God in our prayer, it is by thy grace alone, since all thine austerities were practiced for our sake. How great was thy sacrifice, freely choosing thy birth in this prison, our iron age, to unchain us and set us free. Perfect, whom lust could not taint, nor passion nor gold draw near. O Master of all renounce, fill our hearts full of love for thee. Thou hast finished with fear and with doubt, standing firm in the vision of God, refuge to all who have cast fame, fortune, and friends away. Without question thou shelterest us, and the world's great sea in its wrath seems shrunk to the puddle that fills the hoofprint in the clay. Speech cannot hold thee, nor mind, yet without thee we think not, nor speak. Love, who art partial to none, we are equal before thy sight. Taker away of our pain, we salute thee, though we are blind. Come to the heart's black cave, and illumine, thou light of the night. Siddhi Vinashana Today being the birthday of Swami Turiyananda, according to the Hindu calendar, we'll have a short reading on his life and teachings. Before daybreak, a teenage boy was bathing in the Ganga in North Calcutta when he saw something floating near him. Some people on the shore saw it and shouted, "Crocodile! Crocodile! Come out quickly!" The boy immediately rushed towards the shore and, standing in knee-deep water, thought to himself, "What are you doing? You repeat day and night, so hum, so hum. I am he, I am he. And now, all of a sudden, you forget your ideal and think you are the body? Shame on you." Right away, he went back into the deep water and continued his bathing. Fortunately, the crocodile left without harming the boy. This fearless boy, Harinath Chattopadhyay, was to become Swami Turiyananda. He was born on January 3rd, 1863, in North Calcutta. His mother died when he was only 3 years old, and he lost his father at age 12, so he was brought up by his elder brother and sister-in-law. From his very childhood, Harinath was inclined to austere spiritual life. He did not care much for secular education, and therefore did not finish the entrance examination. However, he attended Bible class regularly, and at home he studied many Sanskrit books on Vedanta philosophy. He wrestled in the gymnasium and could do 100 push-ups and 500 deep knee bends at a stretch. He told his friends that he would not marry and that he would lead the life of an ascetic. So Harinath first met Sri Ramakrishna at Dinanath Basu's house in Calcutta when he was only 13 or 14. His second meeting with the master took place in Dakshineshwar sometime in 1879 or 1880. After that, he became a frequent visitor, and the master began to train this young disciple. One day Harinath said to the master, "Sir, whenever I am here, I feel very elated and spiritually roused. But as soon as I return to Calcutta, the mood completely disappears. Why does that happen?" "How can it be so?" replied the master. "You are Haridas, the servant of Hari. Is it possible for you to live without remembering the Lord?" Gradually, Harinath became familiar with the master and began to ask him all sorts of personal questions. "Sir," he asked one day, "how can one become completely free from lust?" Sri Ramakrishna replied, "Why should it go, my boy? Give it a turn in another direction. What is lust? It is the desire to get. So, desire to get God and strengthen this desire greatly." Sri Ramakrishna's way of teaching was simple, natural, and very effective. He did not ask his disciples to mortify themselves. He said, "The more you go towards the east, the farther you will be from the west. The more you increase your love for God, the more your lust, anger, and jealousy will decrease." Sri Ramakrishna taught Harinath not to look down upon women, but rather to respect them as the manifestations of the Divine Mother. The master gave special instructions to him regarding meditation and other spiritual disciplines. Harinath was attracted by monistic Vedanta and was trying his utmost to attain nirvana through self-effort. While he was absorbed in his Vedantic sadhana, Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana, hearing, reflecting, and meditating, and studying the works of Shankara, he stopped visiting the master. One day, the master visited Balaram's house in Calcutta and sent for Harinath. When the boy arrived, the master inquired about his welfare and then said, with great emphasis, "Nothing can be achieved, neither knowledge, nor devotion, nor direct spiritual experience, without God's grace." Well, is it an easy matter to realize that lust and gold are unreal, and to have the firm conviction that the universe is eternally non-existent? Is it possible without his compassion? After a while, the master went into samadhi. Gradually, he regained his outer consciousness and sang a song from the Uttara Rama Charitam, where Hanuman tells the sons of Rama, "O Kusha and Lava, why are you so proud? If I had not let myself be captured, could you have captured me?" As the master sang these words, tears began to trickle from Harinatha's eyes. Referring to this incident, Harinath later said, "That day I got a lesson that was forever imprinted on my mind. From that day on, I understood that nothing can be achieved without God's grace." Now we'll read a reminiscence of Swami Turiyananda from his days with Sri Ramakrishna. These are the words of Swami Turiyananda. "Ah, those days at Dakshineshwar were like heaven itself. From morning till 1 o'clock in the afternoon, everyone would be busy picking flowers and making other preparations for worship, until the poor were fed. In the meantime, Sri Ramakrishna would discuss spiritual subjects, and the devotees would listen to him with rapt attention. Even his fun and jokes were related to God. There was no other topic. Everything culminated in his samadhi. After lunch, Sri Ramakrishna would rest for a short period and again would speak on spiritual matters. At vesper time, he would go to the temple of Mother Kali and fan her a little. He would become God intoxicated there and would return to his room reeling in a state of ecstasy. He used to ask those of us who were practicing spiritual disciplines under his guidance, "Tell me, do you feel divine inebriation when you meditate in the mornings and evenings?" At night, Sri Ramakrishna slept very little. He used to get up and wake those who were sleeping in his room, saying, "Don't sleep too much. Wake up and meditate." Again, he would lie down a short while and then rise before dawn and chant the name of the Lord in his inimitable sweet voice. The disciples would sit and meditate in their own way. Now and then, the master would go to them and correct their posture. An hour of congregational singing in the company of the master would fill us with such exuberant joy that we would feel transported, as it were, into an ethereal region. But now, even meditation fails to evoke that celestial bliss, or even a semblance of it. That bliss would stay with us continuously for a week. We used to feel intoxicated, though we did not know why or how. Who would believe it? It is difficult to convince anyone, yet I must speak out. The ordinary person seeks nirvana because he has suffered, but he does not know the tremendous joy in divine communion. So Sri Ramakrishna passed away on August 16, 1886, and the Brotherhood moved to the Baranagar Monastery. But pretty soon, Harinath, of course, taking the name Swami Turiyananda, the bliss of the Turiya, the transcendental state. He did a lot of wandering, and from 1887 to 1896, he lived as an itinerant monk and traveled extensively in the northern and western parts of India. Here's one incident in his life which mirrors the one we started with. Once in the Himalayan region, Turiyananda was living in a thatched hut with a broken door. One night he heard the villagers cry, "Tiger, tiger." He immediately put some bricks behind the door to protect himself from the tiger. Just then he remembered the lines of a scripture which declare that even death runs away by the grace of the Lord. His awareness of the Atman awakened and defeated the body idea. He kicked the bricks from the entrance door and sat for meditation. So then Swami Vivekananda asked Swami Turiyananda to come here to America. In fact, Swami Vivekananda entreated him putting his arms around Turiyananda's neck, saying, "Brother, can't you see I have been laying down my life inch by inch in fulfilling the mission of the Master, till I am on the verge of death? Can you merely stand looking on and not come to my aid by relieving me of a part of my great burden?" So Turiyananda could not refuse this earnest request. And in June of 1899, he left for America with Swamiji and Sister Nivedita, who trained him in Western manners on the boat. By an example, she picked up a knife, holding the sharp edge in her hand, and gave the handle to the Swami, saying, "Sir, whenever you give something to someone, always take the inconvenient and unpleasant side yourself, and give the convenient and pleasant side to the other." So Turiyananda arrived after visiting England, he arrived in New York. They went to Ridgely Manor, and then Turiyananda began teaching in New York for a year. Then came the turning point when a devotee of Vivekananda, Miss Minnie Book, offered a property here in California to Swami Vivekananda. He accepted it. It's in a very remote location in Northern California, and named it Shanti Ashrama, and sent Turiyananda there. He persuaded him, saying, "Don't trouble yourself about lecturing. You just live the life. Be an example to the devotees. Let them see how men of renunciation live. Go and establish the ashrama in California. Hoist the flag of Vedanta there. From this moment, destroy even the memory of India. Mother will do the rest." So Swami Turiyananda arrived here in Los Angeles on July 8, 1900, and stayed at the Vivekananda House in South Pasadena. Of course, then it was the Mead sisters' home. And then he moved to San Francisco, and on August 2nd, he left for the retreat with 12 enthusiastic men and women. They traveled by train to San Jose, then by 4-horse stage to Mount Hamilton, and thence by a private horse carriage some 22 miles over narrow mountain roads to the San Antonio Valley. The Swami named the retreat Shanti Ashrama. Ashrama life began under primitive conditions: no running water, no electricity, no bathroom facilities. There were snakes, scorpions, and tarantulas all around. They had to bring water from a distance of 6 miles and lived on vegetarian food. Moreover, there was no food store nearby. Swami Turiyananda found himself in a wilderness with all these people dependent upon him. He felt disheartened, and he complained to the Divine Mother, "Mother, what have you done? What do you mean by this? These people will die. No shelter, no water. What shall they do?" Mrs. Agnes Stanley immediately said to him, "Swami, why are you dejected? Have you lost faith in her? You have less faith than even baby," referring to Ida Ansel. After saying this, she emptied her purse in his lap. The Swami now saw a glimpse of the enterprising American mind. These students belonged to the old stock of pioneers and were not cowed by hardships. Swami Turiyananda was delighted to hear the bold words of his student. He said to her, "You are right. Mother will protect us. How great is your faith. Your name henceforth will be Shraddha." So let me read an excerpt from Swami Atulananda of Swami Turiyananda's teachings at Shanti Ashrama. "Be yourself and be strong. Realization is only for the strong, the pure, and the upright. Remember that you are the Atman. That gives the greatest strength and courage. Be brave. Break through the bondage of Maya. Be like the lion. Don't tremble at anything. Swamiji has taught you that every soul is potentially divine. Realize your own divinity. Then you will realize that all souls are divine. A cloud obscures the sun. We say there is no sun, but the sun always shines. So the cloud of ignorance makes us believe that we are weak human beings. But the sun of the Atman is always shining. Remove the cloud of ignorance, and the Atman will reveal itself in your heart. When you realize that, then you are a man or a woman. Otherwise, you are no different from beasts. And when asked how this can be realized, he answered, through meditation. Meditation is the key that opens the door to truth. Meditate, meditate, meditate till light flashes into your mind and the Atman stands self-revealed. Not by talk, not by study, but by meditation alone, the truth is known. It was in this same spirit of trusting in God alone that the Swami was very strongly opposed to all planning. There he also used almost the identical language. Why do you plan? Why are you scheming? Why do you look so far ahead? Let Mother plan. Her plan comes true. Human planning is all in vain if she does not consent. She knows what will happen. The future is an open book to her. Live in the present. Make the best use of your time and opportunities. Don't think of the future. Know for certain that Mother's will shall come to pass. Trust in her. Only try to love her sincerely. Give yourself to her. Let her do with you as she wishes. But on one occasion he added, trusting in Mother does not mean idleness. Try to know her will, and then be up and doing like a man. Don't you see, I am never idle. The mind must be occupied in some way or other. If you don't do physical work, you must use your mind, read, study, or meditate. And don't spend your time in idle gossip. Gossip breeds mischief. If you talk, talk of the Lord. Of reading, Swami Turiyananda gave us the advice to read only books written by people of realization. When he found a lady student studying a book of new thought, he told her, go to the source. Don't waste your time reading the ideas of every fool who wants to preach religion. There are thousands of books on religion. You cannot read them all. Therefore, select the best. Only those who have realized the truth can speak with authority. Otherwise, it is the blind leading the blind. Both come to grief. Both fall into the ditch. Only the true Guru can lead us right. And the true Guru is one who knows Brahman. To live with Swami Turiyananda was a constant joy and inspiration. It was also an education, for one was learning all the time. And we all felt that spiritual help came through him. Sometimes gentle, sometimes the roaring lion of Vedanta, the Swami was always fully awake. There was not a dull moment in the ashrama. So this much Swami Atulananda's reminiscences. Then comes a very mysterious event. Swami Turiyananda's health had broken down, and he felt that he wanted to return to India to see Swami Vivekananda. And he had 3 visions of the Divine Mother. And the Divine Mother told him, don't go. Stay here. I will make everything good for you. I will bring the students. I will build up the Vedanta work through you here. But Turiyananda loved Swami Vivekananda so much that he disobeyed the Divine Mother and returned to India because he had to see Swami Vivekananda. Somehow it seems that he failed to observe this lesson which he had just given, because Divine Mother, of course, knew that Swami Vivekananda would leave the body before he got to India. He got the news in Malaysia, and it broke his heart. And he went back to his old days of wandering. And for a number of years, he completely retired from all work, writing letters to his students in America and India. So in February of 1919, so he spent many years wandering in different places, living for a good portion of the time in Almora, Kankal, Puri,
sometimes Calcutta, and he would teach to the monks mainly the ideals of Vedanta. In February of 1919, he moved to Varanasi and lived there till his passing away. Wherever he was, he would hold classes on the scriptures. He was a wonderful conversationalist and inspired people to a higher life through his conversations. Once someone asked, "Swami, how is it possible always to speak on holy subjects? Don't you ever get exhausted?" To this the Swami replied, "You see, I have lived this life from my youth. It has become part and parcel of me. And the Divine Mother keeps the supply filled up. Her store can never be exhausted. Whatever goes out, she at once fills up again." One of the unique things about Turiyananda was, on the one hand, his staunch dedication to Advaita philosophy and the teachings of Advaita Vedanta, and on the other, his complete devotion for Divine Mother. So, Swami Turiyananda left his body on July 21st, 1922. The night before his death, he said to his attendants, "Tomorrow is the last day." Towards the end, he chanted, "Om Ramakrishna, Om Ramakrishna." Then he asked his attendant to help him sit up. With folded hands, he saluted the Master and drank a little holy water. Then he expressed his life's experience. Everything is real. Brahman is real. The world is real. The world is Brahman. The life force is established in truth. Hail Ramakrishna. Hail Ramakrishna. Say that he is the embodiment of truth and embodiment of knowledge. He then recited with Swami Akhandananda an Upanishadic mantram, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Brahman is truth, knowledge, infinity. Slowly he closed his eyes as if merging into Brahman. It was 6:45 p.m. Let me finish the reading by sharing a very inspiring letter that Swami Turiyananda wrote to Swami Atulananda when he was still Gurudas. Swami Turiyananda had gone to Los Angeles, and Gurudas was staying at Shanti Ashrama without their master, their spiritual master. My dear Gurudas, don't get discouraged or disheartened. Why should it be always sunshine and good times? Let Mother's will be done. Never mind sunshine or rain. We must not forget Mother at any time. Even if we don't see her, why should we lose heart? She appears again in our view. She knows what is best for us. Once we have given over to her, what right have we to think of ourselves again? It is not so easy to do as to say, of that I am sure, but there is no other way out. Whether we see or don't see, Mother is our only place of rest. There are ups and downs in all hearts, but we should not give way to them. Real, genuine sympathy alone works wonders. That is the one thing omnipotent in this world of sorrows and weaknesses. Ask of Mother for that, and you will have it. Think not about yourself, but only for others. That is renunciation. That is religion. That is all. You have died. Why do you think of yourself? Have you not given everything over to Mother? Why then think of yourself again? Never care for position. Give up all such ideas. Work is worship. Everything is in the life we live, not in position. Mother knows the heart and sees the heart and arranges things accordingly. Let your light so shine that everybody can see it. Let your work be silent and in secret, and your Mother, who seeth in secret, shall reward thee openly. The fowls of the air have their nests to rest, but the Son of Man had nowhere to lay his head. Jesus had no position, and millions of hearts are his place, or he is the place where millions of weary souls go for rest. Go on, my dear boy, live the life. Pray for it earnestly and sincerely. It pleased me immensely to read the account of the celebration in the Shanti Ashrama of Sri Ramakrishna's birthday anniversary. We observed the day here in talk of him and prayer. May Sri Ramakrishna arouse in us the real spirit of renunciation and love for Mother, whose very personification he himself was. Be strong, my dear boy. Don't give in to anything whatever. It is not good to be weak. The weak must go to the wall. This is the law of the world. But what have you to do with the world anymore? Mother's child, good or bad, weak or strong, you have no other to look up to but Mother. Others who do not know may think of temporal help, but you can never think that way, I am sure. Sri Ramakrishna is the concrete embodiment of the Vedantic truth, because in his life he manifested in full all the subtle truths that we read in the Vedanta philosophy. Pray for unflinching love and devotion, and you will have everything. There is no world outside. It is what we project outside. But how difficult it is to understand this, and how much more difficult to remember it always, even after understanding it. We feel unhappy when we make ourselves small. We feel miserable when we think of ourselves as finite. That is the bane. Yet we forget and are in the whirlpool of Maya ever once again. But, thanks to the grace of Mother, we remember it again soon. Quoting, "There is no happiness in that which is finite. That which is finite is perishable. That which is universal is blissfulness itself. Know the universal. That is thy real self. May we never lose sight of this, our real self, which is the self of all, our dear Mother, whose children we are." Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanam Astu.